Namaskar. Welcome, dear friend. Thank you for joining me in this conversation. This conversation is about you. This conversation is about how you manage your life amidst the world. Yes, my friend, this is going to be a peaceful conversation wherein you will look at and find ways to deal with things peacefully amidst all the things that are happening in real life. Let's face it, world has changed from years back. Now whatever that we do, you and I, we are being watched. People are looking at us and they are passing comments, and the worst part is we are hearing it. Earlier people used to talk about it meaning about life, about people. But people heard it very late or rarely. It only happened over conversations. But now conversations actually speed their way to you through social media, through WhatsApp, through all those beautiful things where people think that, I must tell you what was spoken about you. So there are these well-meaning people who make sure communication reaches us. Mostly communication that isn't very kind. So, I have come to believe one thing. The moment you decide to live your truth, someone may be ready with a comment, but you will live your truth. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, my friend, you will be living your life. You will be taking your calls, and then there will be people who will be passing comments based on their judgments, and you will allow them to do so. Does it mean that I have to keep quiet while all the people have their say? In fact, yes. In fact, you will get that you will have more interesting things to do rather than reply to them. Now, that's something which I have discovered in my life. Because as I live my life in a way which is fiercely independent, fiercely in a way that I really wish to live, I have found a lot of different kinds of people passing judgments, passing their comments. Now, to be very fair, not all of them are bad. In fact, possibly none of them are bad. But they have a point of view which may be very different from mine. So, who am I to stop them from venting their feelings? But at the same time, who am I to stop myself after listening to their feelings, listening to their thoughts? Now, that is something which has kept me going, and therefore, this conversation today is about trolls, feedback, and living your own story. Are you ready for that? Great. So let's rewind a few years. How I got trolled. Well, I have been doing quite a few things over my life which have not really fit into the structure of what people would say is okay. For example, I began acting as a career when not many people thought that acting could be a career. In fact, acting was thought of something which is only meant for losers. So growing up in Delhi, when I would tell people that I want to act, they would say, wow, bahut acha. But what do you want to do? And I would again say, I want to act. And then they would look with, a weird kind of expression at my face, and then look at my parents, and, I could see the sorrow in their eyes, thinking, what will these old people do because their child is doing nothing? And then there were whispers which would come to me through people, that people are extremely disappointed that what am I doing with my life? Why aren't I doing something which matters? Now, that was the prism through which the people were looking at my life, because that was the prism which was available to them. So that was the beginning of trolling when it wasn't called trolling. It was just called people gossiping about me. It was painful. It really was. Because when I would meet people, I would really feel that they are judging me. And judging me, they had the expression very clearly there. It didn't feel good at all. Going on, then I came down to Mumbai. Then, guess what? I started doing commercial films after having done a stint of art films. Then I said that, you know what? I have to earn money. So, even after having been trained at the National School of Drama, after doing a couple of art house films, I started doing commercial films. Now, here again, a very interesting thing happened. I was becoming consistently successful as a commercial film actor and doing a spate of commercial films. But when I would meet people from my theatre circles or back at the National School of Drama, they would actually be straight up upfront. They would ask me, so Ashish, when are you doing some good work? Didn't feel good at all. Because again, there were whispers. I was being looked at as a sold out person who had sold himself. So the point of the matter is that I have been dealing with people who have not agreed with my path of life. And they have been speaking, and I've been hearing, and I've been heard. But guess what? I have continued because I discovered one thing very early in my life. I will only listen to the person who's paying my bills. Who's paying your bills? Who's paying your taxes? You, right? So listen to yourself, my friend. Stop listening to people who actually have no bearing on your life. Over a period of time, I have discovered that the trolls have changed. They have remained, but they have changed. Different sets of people disagree with what you are doing, and then they cast their opinions, their messages, their thoughts on you, giving you an opportunity, literally an opportunity to beat yourself. Come beat yourself. You're a failure. You're not doing what people are expecting. So one thing is absolutely clear. There is going to be a changing number of faces which are going to be trolling you, but you are the singular who has to continue. And therefore, this thin line between feedback and trolling. Let's be clear. Not everyone who disagrees with you is a troll. No. There's something called constructive feedback, and that's gold. Let's say you're running a restaurant and a customer says, "Sir, your paneer tikka was too salty." That's not trolling. That's someone giving you a feedback to help you grow so that your business isn't affected. But if someone writes, "Worst food ever, owner should be banned from cooking," and Instagram, that's not feedback. That's personal projection disguised as critique. So here's the mantra. Feedback improves you and the product. The trolling attacks the person. Allow that to light you up. Allow yourself to see the feedback which is actually aimed at improving you, and also separate from it that kind of feedback which is actually an attack on you as a human being. This is a very important part, because we have to get one thing, that in different places there are people aspiring to do many things which others around you may not understand. The world is filled with stories like this, my friend. I know of some people who, for example, that baker who wanted to open a bakery, and then COVID struck. The cakes were fabulous, but things were happening very, very difficult, and she was managing to sell it, and then that 1-star review, overhyped cake, waste of money, didn't even taste like Belgian chocolate or any such version of that. You understand? Now that person actually broke down, nearly shut shop. But then she reached out to the customer and asked, "Was it the flavor, the sweetness, the texture. What is it that you did not like? Turned out that the courier company had left the cake in the sun. She refunded the money and sent a fresh cake. The same customer posted the next week. Best customer service I've ever experienced. Highly recommend. Now, here's a very thin line. There's a feedback that you get. Do you want to ignore it? Do you want to say that, oh, it's just a person? No. You got to do something because you got to cause some movement in that. I remember a few months back, I do a comedy which is called Sit Down Ashish, which is clean comedy. It's a comedy in which families come and listen to it and they have a great laugh. Children with their parents and even their grandparents have come and they have had a wonderful time having, a laugh at so many beautiful things which are not cringy. They are not uncomfortable. And you know what? A few months back, we were doing a show in Pune, and as it happens, some young performers come in as an opening act. And there was a young guy who walked up to me just before the show and said, "Sir, actually, there's someone else opening, but if you don't mind, can I open for five minutes? Can I do a 5-minute thing?" I said, "Actually, somebody else is." He said, "No, sir, please, I want to open for you, please." And it was just 10 minutes before the show. I said, "Oh, okay, go ahead, okay? Just make it 5 minutes, okay?" And now I had told everyone, and this person knew. I said, "But just make sure it's clean, right? Absolutely clean, because it's a family audience." Yeah, absolutely. Now he went onto the stage and he opened. And when he opened, 2 minutes into the opening, he suddenly discovered that he wasn't getting laughs. And he got nervous. And the moment he got nervous, he said that, "I need help." So what does he do? He immediately breaks into a routine which is abusive, which has gotten him laughs elsewhere. So he breaks into that. And now just imagine, we are listening to it and we can't do anything about it. This person is on stage and he starts abusing, and we can feel the audience cringe. And the worst moment, we are about to go up and, Moben Tesekar, my producer, is about to go onto stage and say, "Get off the stage." And suddenly, there was a gentleman with his daughter and his wife. He had come down. He just walked up. He just walked out of the auditorium. And Mubin went after him. He said, "Sir," he says, "No, we were supposed to be getting a clean thing, and what have you done?" And he tried his best, and this person didn't come back. This comedian got off, and I had a word with him. I said, "What did you do?" And he said, "I'm sorry, sir." So I went onto the stage. I apologized to the audience. And we did an entire an hour and a half of my show of Sit Down Ashish. It was clean. It was heartfelt. It was, people were laughing. But one thing stayed with me. That mistake that we did. A mistake that we didn't vet that person well enough. So that gentleman was sent a message saying that if ever he wants to come to a show of ours, he will be our guest, and we deeply apologize for that. So what I want to share with you is, here is a feedback which we didn't even get online, but we are somebody who's responsible for this. So remember, there will be things that you will taking correction for. Many of those things which you will not even be corrected for, but you choose to take that correction. But if you believe every voice that says anything about you, then I promise you, you will forget your own voice. One thing I've learned in life is, if you listen to everyone's opinion, you will lose your voice. Imagine a tabla player at a concert, and one person says louder, another one says softer, another one says stop playing altogether. If that person keeps adjusting to everyone, there won't be any music. The same is with your life, my friend. Your voice matters. The way you live your life matters. The way you are taking the decisions in your life, they do matter. So my troll famous chai video. Now that's a funny video. I made a roadside chai video, and I'm having that chai, and people say, "Why are you having chai here? Is this a place to have a chai? What kind of person like you can have a chai? You're just pretending to be middle class. We know that you don't normally have it here." Now, that person, whoever there was venting those comments, they were venting their inside things here. That's their problem. We don't want to see a 60-year-old drinking chai. What is this nonsense? Now, I personally think that's what they're thinking. Okay, that's what they're thinking. Valid. They possibly don't see themselves drinking that. That's completely okay with me. But my joy is that I am living my life. I'm drinking the chai where I want to drink. I may drink it at a Taj. I may drink it at a small stall. I may drink it wherever. So love your work, my friend. Love your work. Love how you work. I drink my chai wherever I want to, whenever I want to, and I drink my coffee wherever I want to, whenever I want to. So here's my question. What is your chai, my friend? What is your coffee? What is it that you want to do? And where is it that you want to do what you want to do? That's your choice, my friend. It's your choice. The trolls and the feedback, they both will be there. Take the ones that add value to you and forget about the others who are getting personal. You know what? There are people throughout their lives who are told things which may not have a meaning. But they have a meaning if you give them a meaning. I'm told that Walt Disney was once told that you don't have too much of imagination. Imagine if he had believed that person. Imagine if he had given up believing that he can imagine. I myself have had people who told me in different ways that possibly you're not actor material the way I looked. Then possibly they said, okay, you can only do villains. Painful. And then possibly they said that, you can't be a motivation speaker. You are a villain. Yeah, that's what their opinion is. But who cares? Because I care for my passion. I care for my dreams. Your journey is not for everyone to understand, my friend. Your journey is yours to walk. And when you don't let the trolls win, I promise you, it's actually a life you own. Something beautiful happens. You become free. You become you. You start creating. You start performing. You start writing, singing, selling. You love doing the work that you do, not from the fear of judgment, but from the joy of you living your life the way you wish to. Let me give you a real life example. I know of an amazing person who was getting trolled on Twitter for launching a mental wellness program at work. Because everyone is wanting a cutting edge thing. Let's just cut it. But somebody here is saying that, you know what? I want it peaceful. I really want it peaceful. I want some yoga coming in here. I want all that stuff. People are trolling. What do you mean? Whatever those things. But that person believed and did what he did. Now, he actually got his company's productivity up. He actually chose his method of making sure that people remained in the company. Now, that's not the way some other companies behaved. But that's completely okay. Now, this is not the only way to get that thing done. But he got the thing done his way. That's his happiness. My point is, not to get into a discussion. Look, this person is right. He got mental peace and yoga in. He got productivity high because of yoga. Hello, there are some other people who are not getting yoga into their business. Fair enough. Allow them to grow their business. Allow them to have, less attrition. Allow them to offer different things so that they can contribute well. The point of this matter is that there is no single path. There is no single way of living a fruitful life. You and I can celebrate our unique life. Don't be thwarted by people who say that your life and your method is not valid. So pause. Pause. Pause when you hear a troll. Pause when you hear a feedback. In fact, just pause when you hear a voice. Read a comment. Pause and then discern, is that a troll or is that a feedback? Pause, breath. See if there's any truth in what is being spoken. If there is, take action. If there isn't, let it go. Don't respond. Don't react. Don't defend. Create your answer. Basis what is it that you wish to actually create in your life. I want you to check out one thing. If it's feedback, thank people. Ask questions. Be open. If you decide it's someone trolling, please don't waste your energy proving yourself to them. Nah. You have better things to do. And have 5 people in your life. Your mentors, your friends, your clients, whose opinions you value. Allow them to give you feedback and choose a very interesting, diverse set of people who are giving you diverse opinions. Let the rest, let them be background noise. Remember, stay true to your why, to your inner passion. Reconnect with why did you start on this journey? Why do you wake up every day and do what you do every day? Let that guide you. Not someone else's mood in your comment section, because they're upset at times. They're upset with things in their life and they let out and they vent it out with you. So, listen, trolls don't pay your rent, so don't take them seriously. Especially in social media when people say, don't you get upset, Ashish, when people write this? Frankly, I don't read comments. I have many other things to do here. I have things to post. I've got things to create. I've got videos to shoot, voice notes to make. I got places to go and speak. I've got many things to do. And my team sifts through the comments and lets me know what are the interesting things. Where can we make a difference to our life? I do not listen to people who don't pay my rent. You know why? Because they don't know my story. They don't know what I am up to. They weren't there when I cried. They weren't there when I was broken. They weren't there when I started again. I work late, my friend. I still work late. And remember one thing. Each one of us dreams alone. So allow thoughts which inspire you and put the wind beneath your wings as you soar towards your dream. Yes, that's how simple it is. Allow the beautiful thoughts in this world to be in service of your extraordinary journey. That's it. That's life. That's your amazing life, my friend. Cheers and much love.